Hello and welcome to the channel. This video we're going to be watching the last episode of season 3 of The Mandalorian and seeing what we think. So let's get on.
Bo-Katan Kryze led a squadron of Mandalorians alongside Din Djarin and his covert.
This cannot be. Those two factions are sworn enemies. I shall deal with our Mandalorian friends.
It is time to retake our homeworld.
The Mandalorian has escaped. Shall we engage? No. I'll take care of him myself.
It's a little bit Vaderish. What?
The Darksaber is gone. You've lost everything.
Whoa. Okay. Mythosaur. He looks like a Muppet.
I want to give you this deed to a cabin just outside of town where you can lay low with your new family if you choose so.
Okay, so there we go. There's the finale of Mandalorian Season 3. Oh, so I enjoyed the episode, and overall I generally enjoyed the season, maybe not as much as the previous ones. I was curious as to what I was going to think of the finale, because before I saw it, I did see a lot of people online moaning about the fact that they didn't like it and it was a load of old toot. Luckily I managed to avoid any spoilers or any indication of what actually happened in the episode, so that was good. But yeah, I did enjoy that episode. It was basically one big battle. Nothing wrong with that. I enjoyed that. So I liked the fact that that we got to see the Mandalorians and the Imperials all flying around, having their big fight, rather than just seeing, say, Bo-Katan and Moff Gideon fighting, or Mando fighting the Imperials. I like the fact we got to see the rest of the battle going on. Bit of a shame we didn't get to see more of the air battle. I mean, I know they said we can't beat the Imperials in the air, we've got to fight them on the ground. But I would have liked to have seen, you know, the TIE fighters and TIE bombers all went up. It would have been nice if we'd had some Mandalorian fighters that got launched from the capital ship, and there was a bit of an air battle. So, but I guess it makes sense with them saying, you know, we can't fight them in the air, let's fight them on the ground. And it looks like, I don't know how much of the fleet they've got left. Not a lot from the look of it. But that was good. And the ground battle, mostly, that was good. Some of it, the bit where Mando was fighting the guards behind the shields, 2 by 2, that was good. I like that bit. Not so much where he was fighting the 3, were they Praetorian guards? Some of that looked a little bit over choreographed. It looked a bit, I don't know, didn't work quite as well for me watching it. What do I know about choreographing fights? But yeah, for the most part, I did enjoy that episode, and for the most part, I did enjoy this season. What did I not like about this season? We did have a couple of what I'm going to call duff episodes. Okay, so the Mandalorians taking Mandalore back, that was okay, I like that. But we had one episode where it was basically about 2 other characters that had cropped up previously in the series, but we had like 5 minutes of the Mandalorian at the start, 5 minutes at the end, and in the middle it was like half-hour episode of like another show about these 2 characters. And as much as I found, you know, I kind of enjoyed the episode, ultimately it seems to have been kind of pointless, because after that episode, you know, one of the characters we didn't see and the other one we saw occasionally, and we didn't really need that 30-minute long bit about them at all. It made it just seem a bit pointless. I'd rather would have seen the character that continued, I'd rather have seen them just cropping up in little 2, 3, 4, 5 minute scenes through several episodes, rather than that entire half-hour chunk just taking up an entire episode with them. It just made it seem pointless. And the other episode, of course, which I think was episode 6, was just, I can't remember what it was called, but you know what I mean. It was awful. It's one of the worst loads of old rubbish I've ever seen in my life. It was like they thought, let's do a kind of jokey episode and put celebrities in it, you know. And so we had Jack Black in it, which was fine. You know, I like Jack Black, but he's known for doing comedy. He was kind of comical in that, which didn't really fit in. I wasn't that keen on that. I had Christopher Lloyd, which is always great to see Christopher Lloyd. He was okay. And then we had that woman that was with Jack Black. I don't know who she was. I'm assuming she's a celebrity. She's either a celebrity or an actress. And if she's an actress, she's awful. She's a terrible actress. If she's a celebrity, I don't know who the hell she is. So that was that whole episode. You could quite happily watch the season and skip that episode out, and you're not really missing anything, to be honest. Maybe like the 5 minutes at the end of it, where they go and meet the other Mandalorians. The rest of it was just diabolical. It was just absolute. If you've watched the season, you know what I'm talking about. It was awful. So those were the kind of 2 chunks of the series, the season I didn't like. The rest of it, the whole setup of Mando and the Mandalorians basically taking their home planet back, I did like that. What I didn't like about it was we kind of moved away from the initial idea of like Mando and Grogu, just the 2 of them flying around doing their thing, and him kind of supposedly training Grogu or getting him trained up and looking after him and teaching him stuff. We kind of got away from that. you know, they ended up as part of a bigger group and then a bigger group. And then they were just part of that bigger storyline for Mandalore. Although it does seem at the end of this episode, at the end of the finale, it seems like maybe that's what they're going to go back to next season, assuming we are having a next season. It does seem like they're going to go back to the bounty hunting, and it's just going to be the two of them. So I'm much keener on that idea, and I'd much rather see that going on, if for no other reason than to see where Mando puts his prisoners when he's caught them. Now he's got that little diddy ship instead of the big one he had to... What was the one he had to start with called? Was it the Razor Crest? Plenty of room on that for prisoners. This little diddy one, what's he going to do with the prisoners he catches when he goes bounty hunting? What's he going to do? Put them in a spacesuit and tow them behind him? As far as the other Mandalorians go, I did like that. I did like the story. I'd be quite happy seeing more of the Mandalorians, you know, repopulating Mandalore, but not as that taking over the Mandalorian series. Either give them their own series, Mandalore or the Mandalorians or whatever, or, you know, Grogu and Mando could pop back and visit occasionally during episodes just for a little bit. But I don't want the whole group planet Mandalorian thing to take over the Mandalorian. I want that just to sort of stay as Mando and Grogu, essentially, you know, with other characters popping in as sort of cameos and guests or whatever. So that'd be good. Oh yeah, Moff Gideon, brilliant. I mean, he's a really good, the guy that plays him, I really like him, and I can never remember his name. Is it Giancarlo? Something I always forget, which really annoys me. He makes a really good baddie, I'd say, if that makes any sense. Again, he was really good in this. I like the fact they gave him Beskar armour so he could stand up to Mando and Bo-Katan more. But I have to say, they did make it look a bit too Vaderish for me, especially when he's got the helmet on. I mean, they could have painted it any colour and done it any design. They did do it, for me, too much like Vader. They should have done it a bit different. But again, that was very interesting at the end. You know, will that suit, the Beskar armour, have allowed him to survive in some way? What happened? Or was that in fact not him? Was that a clone? Or are we going to see him come back as a clone? Were they the only clones, the ones we saw there? Are there other clones somewhere else? We don't know. But I would not object to seeing him turn up again at some point. I also would not object to seeing completely different bad guys in the next season, if we get one. I hope we get one. Let's get one, shall we? Oh, and apparently, all that fuss about the Darksaber, you need to be the Darksaber to be the leader of Mandalore. Apparently, no, you don't. So I'm not sure about that. But there we go. So that was the end of Season 3 of The Mandalorian. Most of which I did enjoy. Did have a couple of, as I say, let's call them duff points. A couple of low points. But as much as I did enjoy it, I would like Season 4 to get back to just Mando and Grogu. And I would like Season 4. So there's The Mandalorian Season 3 finale. That is it for this video. Until next time, remember, hit the thumbs up below, and I will see you in the next one.